It is Ask of the Consul again, and it's good to have two wonderful persons in this studio with me. We have Consular Officers Jennifer Robertson and Scott Ficklin. I hope I got that pronounced correctly.
You did. Good morning.
Good to have both of you.
Good morning. Thanks,
And they're from the United States Embassy right here in Kingston, Jamaica. But I'm sure you have some other information that you want to share with us at this time. I know you have the Fulbright program coming up, right? Who would start out with that one? You want to start off, Jennifer?
Sure.
Or Scott will?
Well, no, we have several different Fulbright programs coming up for application. One of them is the Fulbright graduate program, the graduate student program. The application deadline is June 10th. This is for people who are wanting to get their master's or PhD. And so we encourage everyone who already has their degree but is looking for a master's or PhD to apply for it. It's really a great program. There's no limit on what you can study. You can study anything you want, but please go online to our website, to kingston.usembassy.gov, and look for the educational exchange programs.
Mm-hmm. All right, tell you what, the calls have started to come in. We're gonna go back and talk about that some more. But we have Alicia on the line. Let's go to Alicia. Good morning, Alicia. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
And where are you calling from?
Durban.
Good morning, Alicia.
It's Vernon, Derby.
I'm calling from Portmore.
Hey, good to have you.
Okay, thanks. Morning, Consul.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm having a little problem. In regards, my brother filed for my mom. It's going, July would be 2 years. And on April the 12th, she went to the embassy for an interview. During the process of our interview, they asked questions and so forth. She said that the last question the consul asked her was, I've seen where you have done something in the past. She admits to it. And after that, they give her a waiver. And it's saying on the section 212A, 6C1, that is 6. That is X, I'm sorry. And there, in the other box now, there's a red mark. It said you are eligible to apply for a waiver of the grounds of ineligibility. Okay, my concern is in 1996, she done something that's bad, where she had backstamped the date that immigration would give her when she landed in Miami.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I understand. So, So, are you asking about how to apply for the waiver?
No, not the waiver we are really concerned about.
Okay, what are you concerned about?
In 2011, I think, our mom filed for her. It took 11 years. When she went to the embassy and she asked why it took so long, when she went for the interview, they told her that being that she did something back in the past, they had to penalize her for 3 years. And she asked, so does that 3 years penalize is finished now? And they told her, yes. No, I'm saying, now that my brother filed for her, why is it to have a waiver to be done?
Okay. I'm a little bit confused about the penalty that you're talking about. I'm not aware of a 3-year penalty where you have to wait to apply for a visa, but I am familiar with what you mentioned, the 6C1 ineligibility. This ineligibility, it lasts your entire life. So even if you come in, a day later or 10 years later, it's still there. But thankfully, there's a way that you can have this waived by the organization in the United States. So when your mother was told of her ineligibility during her interview, she should have been given a piece of paper that has some information on how to apply for a waiver.
He told her she must go on the site. Well, I understand about that, but when we she contacted an immigration counsel, a lawyer, and they said that she cannot do the waiver. She has to have a spouse or a parent in the United States who would have to do it for her. Her spouse is not in the U.S. because actually both of them my brother filed for. She and her husband. Her mom died.
Okay. Yeah,
we are wondering how it's going to work.
So I'm going to rephrase this, make sure I understand correctly. You looked into applying for the waiver, you spoke to a lawyer, and he said that you didn't have a qualifying relationship in the United States to file the waiver on her behalf. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There are rules about who can file for a waiver in certain cases, depending on the ineligibility, and some of these do include, they may include, your spouse can apply for it or your parent can apply for it, but that your son, who it sounds like is filing for her son, could not apply for it.
Yes, that's what he said, sir.
And unfortunately, that's just the way that the law is written. I think you also said he was applying for her husband. Is that correct?
Yeah, he filed for both of them.
Okay, well, the good news with that is when her husband gets to the United States, he can then apply for the waiver on her behalf, because at that point she will have a spouse. It just depends.
He's on a hold back now because when he went and do his medical, they said that it's foggy, so he have to go back over, and it's going to take 3 to 2 months.
Well,
so he have to go back in. He have to go back in the States to Miami.
Okay, I think I understand. So he's still working on his medical exam?
It's finished already. Their interview was on the 12th. She did our interview on the 12th of April of this year.
Was her husband approved?
Yes, both of them were supposed to do the interview on the 12th.
Okay.
But the husband didn't get to do the interview because of his medical, so they stopped him.
So, Alicia, I'm just going to interrupt for 1 second. So the petitioner who is filing for her is the brother.
That's my brother.
Okay, so
right.
that's the problem with the waiver right there. The waiver, the person in the U.S. has to either be the spouse or the parent. And unfortunately, at this point, there's no waiver for sibling.
So what you should do, because we are confused, I'm telling you the truth, we are confused over the whole thing.
But caller, what you have to do, you have to listen to what the counselors are saying. Those who are confused are giving you solid advice, so listen to them very carefully, and you just have to abide. They are giving you as is. You can't change what the answers that they're giving you, so just listen very carefully. It's
okay.
Vernon, Darby. All right, so
okay,
we have to leave you now. So any final point you want to make?
What must I do? Should she go ahead doing the waiver, or she have to wait till the husband go up in the street?
Well, if the husband is on the same petition, if it's just the brother that's applying for her and her husband, there isn't a waiver that they can get because it's a sibling case.
Right.
If there's a parent or a spouse in the U.S., then that's the only way you can get the waiver.
The mom died.
Unfortunately, at this point, I think that's all we can do.
All right, you heard what they said? You can't. They will give you all the answers, so they can't change how the matter is handled. All right.
Okay. Thanks, Mark.
Yes. Have a wonderful day.
You too, guys. Bye.
All the best. Then. Sorry about that. You see. Okay, we're gonna go now. Let's now go and hear from Miss May. Miss May, how are you and where are you calling from?
Hello. Good morning.
Hey, which part are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jamaica. I'm Kingston.
Hey, good to have you. You go ahead.
Yes, I have a little interest. I want to find out. I have applied for a visa 3 times, and the 4th time I'm applying now. But I need to know if I need to do anything differently to go through do the application.
Okay, so you're applying for a visitor visa to visit somebody in the United States?
This is my 4th time I'm applying for it.
I understand. You've been denied your previous 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that's happened. I understand that's frustrating. That sometimes you feel like no matter what you do, you're being turned down. The best thing that you can do is to be open and honest with the consular officer, and in your application, come prepared with answers to the questions on the application that you fill out, so you can demonstrate your ties and your intent, how long you plan to stay, all those different things, all of your plans. Just have all those things in the back of your mind so that when the officer asks you about them, you can have a conversation.
Right. Is there anything that I need to email anywhere particular?
No, there's nothing that's required to email ahead of time. The only requirement is that you fill out the application and pay the fee, and then you show up to your interview on your assigned date.
Okay. So when I'm applying, when I go back and doing the interview, All I need to do is give them the information where I'm going to go and who am I going to stay with, right?
You just need to answer whatever questions the consular officer has for you. It may include those
so it's not
types of
one
questions.
it's not one same set of questions. It's going to be different.
No, hold on. You just answer when you go there, just answer the questions, and that's it. He can't tell you what questions they're
correct.
Going to ask. So, all right, we have to leave. If anything, you can call back next week. All right, and call on Monday where we have Immigration Mondays. All right.
All right.
Thank you very much for calling. I think we have a call on the line. Yes. Good morning, Cece.
I have a question.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, and I have Consular Officers Jennifer Robertson and Scott Ficklin.
Morning, Cece.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I have a question. I was in the States in March for 6 days, and I'd like to go back again May this month ending for about 4 days. Would I have any problems at the port of entry?
You should have no problems whatsoever. We welcome you to our country. You have a visa, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely. Go and have fun.
So if I use the same reason as vacation for the purpose of the visit, it won't be suspicious or anything.
No, you went for 6 days and now you're going for 4 days? Sounds like a vacation to me.
Yeah.
Have a great time.
Okay, another question. I keep hearing contradicting information. Is it a requirement to have a bank statement when you're applying for a visa?
No, it's not a requirement. The only required documents are that you fill out the application. You're not required to bring anything else except your passport to the interview.
Okay, so it's not
and your confirmation sheet so that you can get into the embassy.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Before you go, where do you get those conflicting statements?
I called the program on Monday.
Yes?
On Monday, and I speak to the immigration person there, and she said I should bring a bank statement.
No, that's not what she said. She said you can. I heard that. I remember that call. So you have to listen very carefully, and they wouldn't tell you that at all.
I could swear she mentioned something about bank statement.
But you don't must. You can carry it, and they might recommend that you carry a bank statement.
We recommend that you carry things that will help establish your ties to Jamaica. And sometimes people bring bank statements, but often the officers don't look at the documents. They just do the interview. And so it's what you're telling us, and just to prove your ties to Jamaica. And maybe they said that was one way people do it, but, I mean, we don't encourage documents. We just encourage you to tell the truth.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All the best. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Okay, let's now go to William. Good morning, William. How are you? Oh, it's Peter. Sorry about that, Peter, calling you William.
Oh, morning.
How you doing?
Morning,
good to
Peter.
have you.
I'm good. Listen, my son was born in the States, but he hasn't been back. He's now 19. Will there be a problem for him to enter?
Well, what kind of passport does he have?
He has a United States passport.
Okay, yeah. So does he have a valid passport?
Yes, it's valid.
Then there's no problem at all.
Okay, so we should just expect to just walk through the immigration.
If he's got a U.S. passport, you can walk right in.
Another one. He's going with his mom. She spent a month in March, and she's going back with him now for maybe another month. Will that be a problem?
Does she have a visa, a valid visa?
Yes, she has.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, and he can stay as long as he wants, or
he is an American citizen. He can stay as long as he wants.
Okay, I guess that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Happy to have you. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
All right, you have a wonderful day. Let's now go to William. Good morning, William. How are you? William, are you there? I think probably his credit ran out. But then we have another 4 minutes left. All right, let's go to David. David, how are you? Where are you calling from?
Hi, morning. Calling from Kingston.
Right, good to have you. And I have Jennifer Robertson and Scott Ficklin with me, two consular officers from the United States Embassy.
Right.
Hi, good morning.
Just a quick question. Morning, everyone.
Go ahead, David.
Thank you. If I have a British passport and I travel to America using the ESTA program, if I'm traveling, like if I'm driving from Canada to the U.S., will I have a problem crossing the border using that passport?
You have a ESTA?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Because similar to the other caller, I was told that it's only valid if you're flying, not if you're crossing. Okay.
Sorry, hold for me. You're told on this program that?
No, Mr. Nabi, I wouldn't do you that.
Let me backtrack a little bit and say, if you go online to our website, to USCIS website, you can find out the exact thing, ESTA rules. To be honest, I'm not clear if you can do it on a land crossing. It didn't seem like that would be a problem, but go ahead and look online, and it will give you the information.
The website is uscis.gov, G-O-V.
Okay.
Because border crossing is Department of Homeland Security.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a wonderful day. Now we have William back. Good morning, William. How are you? Good morning, William. I thought we had lost you permanently, man. Good to have you back.
Thank you very much. Morning.
Morning.
To the counselor, I have a question. A cousin of mine had gone to the U.S. about 5 years ago, but she found herself in some problem with a petty theft matter, and she did a sentence. She was not convicted. Her adjudication was withheld, and she paid the fine and so forth and so on. She wanted to know if she would be rendered inadmissible for that second-degree crime if she were to apply to the embassy again.
Thanks for calling, William. For this case that you're talking about, did you say it was your cousin? Is that what you said? Okay. Well, she may or may not be ineligible, but we'd welcome her to apply, and we'd have to decide at the interview, because it's really fact-dependent on the crime she was charged with, the wording of the judgment. It's really specific, and it's hard to tell you without having the documents in front of me what would happen. But she's welcome to apply for a visa, and she can tell her story to the consular officer and bring the court documents. She should bring the court documents with her so the consular officer has something to look at that he can then make a determination based on those documents.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have a wonderful day. And we have a caller on the line. Sophia. Good morning, Sophia. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Larry. How are you?
Not bad. Good to have you.
Good morning, Sophia. And Scott.
Good morning.
Just a quick question. I'll hang up and listen. I have an appointment for my 2 children next month. The address I filled out on the application form, the persons they are going to move. I was wondering if I have to change that before the interview, or I can tell the counselor.
Are they applying for visitor visas?
Visitor, yes.
Okay. So when you come in for your children's interview, you can then talk to the consular officer, and he will give you a sheet that has some information on contacting DHL, and you will change the address with DHL since they're the ones who deliver the passports.
No, the address for return.
Oh, that you're visiting in the U.S. Is that what you're saying?
Visiting the U.S. going to change.
Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, that's something you could just mention to the consular officer. There's no need to change that ahead of time. I don't even know if there's a way to change it ahead of time. There may be a few
You can fill out a new application, but there's no point. You can just go ahead and tell the consular officer when you come in.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, all the best. Thank you very much for calling. Okay, let's now go to Michael. Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Morning, Vernal. You remember 2 weeks ago I called the same program here about a 111-year-old.
Yes.
Jamaican. Well, she died about a week now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, yeah, she died. And they're all coming down with the daughter, the 84-year-old daughter who's live in Jamaica.
Yes.
And the sister and all of them and the niece for the funeral next week.
What's her name again? Remind us of the name. That lady who was
they are the Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? They're coming down. So what they wanted to do is to take the daughter, the 84-year-old daughter, that is a Jamaican, back with them for about to stay for a month or two. And they were wondering if it's going to pose a problem because she's a Jamaican. She only has a visitor's visa and she's up there now. And she's coming down for the funeral. And then they wanted to take her up.
Well, let me understand. You're coming from America, right?
Yes. But she's a visitor to America because her mother was the 111-year-old.
So her mom was 111 and passed recently in the U.S.
Yes.
Okay.
She was there while her mom passed away. But she's coming with her other sisters and nieces. So what they wanted to do is for her to come to the funeral and take her up back for about a month or two to stay there with her sister, that they stay together for a while and then come back to Jamaica. But they wonder if it's going to pose a problem since she was there and coming out for the funeral and then going up back so quickly afterwards.
I don't think that'll pose a problem. She may have to explain that when she gets to the border. She already has her visa, is that right?
Yes, she has her visa. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it'll be a problem. If she can explain what she's going to do there for, it's the Border Patrol that will let her in for a certain amount of time. So generally they let people in, they stamp it for 6 months. They can, if she can explain, they'll ask questions. It's up to the Border Patrol to make that determination, but it doesn't sound like it will be a problem.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling. Boy, what a story. But she has lived a good life.
Wow.
All right, so thank you for that information. All right. Now, some good things are happening, and there are persons who want to seize the opportunity of, let's see, the Fulbright.
Right. So
Tell us more about that.
There's 3 different ones. The Fulbright, the one I talked about earlier, was the master's program, and actually I misspoke. It's for humanities, natural sciences, mathematics, engineering, or social sciences. So if you want to study a master's or PhD in any of those areas, then please apply. The application deadline is June 10th. Mm-hmm. There's also another one that's open right now.
Did you mention anything about IT? Would IT, information technology, fall under any of those areas?
Well, I'm not quite sure if it would fall under mathematics and engineering. It might be. I mean, if it's computer engineering, it might fall under. It would just depend. You'd have to go to the website to find out for sure, but it's good. You can if you go to the website, all that information is there. All
right, let me just take a call and then we'll come back to you, Jennifer. Good morning. How are you? Valerie?
Hello.
Valerie, how are you?
Darby.
How are you? Good to have you. How are you doing?
Good morning to your guest.
Good morning, Valerie.
Yes, what I want to find out, my son is 16, just turned 16, and his visa is expired. So I want to take him to the embassy. What supporting documents I need to have to renew his visa?
To renew his visa, you just need to fill out the application and
and bring the old passport so that the consular officer can see how he traveled.
But that's all. I don't need to get anything from his school.
You can bring whatever you want as far as to show that his ties to Jamaica, but at 16 he's probably not going to have a whole lot. I would just be prepared to answer a whole lot of questions and bring the passport, bring the application, and
And if he's 16 and he had a full validity visa that's expired, it sounds like he probably qualifies for the visa waiver program, where he may even be able to set an appointment where they just take his fingerprints and then they adjudicate the visa based on his application. He wouldn't even need to stay for the interview.
Oh, that means when I come in, when I take him in?
That's correct. You'll be able to tell when you fill out the application if he qualifies or not. But from what you're telling me, it sounds like he likely would qualify.
Yeah, if he had a full validity, full 10-year validity visa, and he's just renewing, there's a renewal program.
5 years. It was 5 years.
Okay.
It was 5 years. Okay.
He would probably need to come in for the full interview then.
High school now.
Okay, so if it was a 5-year visa, then he probably needs to come in for the interview. But, I'd just come in and fill out the application and bring the passport, and then the interview will go on.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling, Valerie.
Thank you,
Mr. Darby.
Yeah, man, you have a wonderful day. Didn't say where you're calling.
You too. I'm calling from Kitseltown in St. Catherine.
Yeah, man. Oh, my friend in Kitseltown. Good to hear from you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, bye, Mr. Darby.
All the best. Okay, let's now go to Julie. Julie, how are you and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Catherine, Mr. Darby. Good morning to you and the conference.
Yes, good morning. Good to have you.
Thank you very much. My question is it possible for you to have like a working visa and a visiting visa at the same time?
Absolutely. There are a lot of Jamaicans who have both. They may use their visitor visa to visit friends and family in the winter, then return for their hotel work or whatever work they have for their work visa in the summer. It's pretty common.
So how do you go about getting that working visa?
So you're talking about the seasonal worker program?
I'm sorry?
You're talking about the seasonal worker program. What program?
No, just a question. I want to find out I just want to find out because I heard of people having 2 visas. So I just want to confirm with you how you go about it.
Well, the working visa is sponsored by somebody on the in America. So there's a company that asks for workers to come, and it is the seasonal worker program. So they ask, for example, there are hotels that ask for workers to come for like 8 months of the year to do hotel work, sometimes cleaning, sometimes restaurant work. It just depends. There's other work programs as well. If you go on to uscis.gov or travel.state.gov, you can find out more information on the different kind of programs that are available.
Can you repeat that, please?
Sure, absolutely. It's uscis.gov. Okay, and so that's where you can find out all about the different kinds of visas, and then you can go onto travel.state.gov, and there's more information.
I see. And one more question, a quick question. Is it possible for you having a visiting visa and suppose you go for like 3 to 4 months, is it possible for you to have an extension, you want to have an extension at the end of that time?
It is possible. You can apply while you're in the United States for an extension. Again, you have to go through USCIS.
Who does the extension? The person with the visa or the person who you are staying with?
The person with the visa has to apply for the extension.
Okay. And would that pose a problem at the end of the expiry date of the visa when you goes back to the visa's office?
It could. I mean, it would depend on the circumstances as to why the extension. I mean, if it was an extension that was approved, and you can prove the reason, and it was a reason that you needed to stay. I mean, it's possible. There's no way to know. The person adjudicating the visa would have to make that decision.
Okay. Thanks much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you, Julie.
You too.
Thank you very much for calling, and you have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Yeah, take care. Let's now go to another listener. Rose, how are you, and where are you calling from?
Kingston.
Good to have you. You go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rose.
Yes. My visa expired quite a while now, and the passport, I had a new passport which has 4 years left in it. I'd like to renew the visa. I'm wondering if it can be done in that same passport, or I have to go and get a new passport, because if I put on the application that I'm married and the name in the passport is different from a married name, I'm wondering if that will pose a problem. What do I do?
Scott?
Yes.
You take that one?
Thanks for calling, Rose. So, if I understand your question correctly, your passport is still valid for 4 more years?
Yes.
Okay. You can apply with that passport, and the visa would be placed into that passport. But if you have a 10-year visa and your passport expires in 4 years, you would need to get a new passport, and you would travel with both passports together. So some people choose to have a new one maybe in 4 years, so they only need to bring one passport, but you're welcome to continue to travel on that visa after your passport expires, as long as you get a new valid passport.
You see, the money that I'm going to use to get the new one, I use it towards the visa application. That's why I'm wondering if I can use the same old one.
You can apply on the passport you have now, because it's still valid for 4 more years, and in that way you can travel for the next 4 years without worrying about it. But once that passport expires, you would need to get a new passport.
And I'm wondering if it should be a problem, because the visa expired over 5 years now, but I didn't.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Shouldn't be a problem?
No.
Oh. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling, Rose.
Yes, have a good day now.
You too.
All right, you have a wonderful day. Well, we have another minute before the break, Jennifer and Scott. But I know that you have elections coming up. Is it this year?
It is this year.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have Americans living here. Do they have to go back to the U.S. to vote?
No.
Oh.
They can do an absentee ballot, and we're encouraging everybody to go online to a website called FVAP. That's Federal Voters, right?
Let me make sure I get that down. That's right. F
is in Frank. V is in voter.
Yes.
A as in Apple, and P as in Peter, .gov, G-O-V, and you can go online and it has so much information about how to vote, get an absentee ballot, how to vote internationally. So what you do it depends on where you're registered to vote in the U.S. You just go to that state, because it has all the information for all 50 states, because 50 states are very different on how they deal with it.
Yes.
And it has all that information, and it can tell you what to do.
Right. So, but you have to be a citizen. You can't be just a green card holder.
Right. You have to be a U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm. And for those Americans who are coming to Jamaica, many times they come here without their passport. Are they allowed to travel without passport and return to the U.S.?
No, in fact, this is something we see quite often at the embassy. We have Jamaican Americans who hold both citizenships come down on their Jamaican passport without having a U.S. passport. And that's okay to enter Jamaica, but once you want to go back to the United States, you have to have a valid U.S. passport. They will not let you enter. The airlines will not let you board a plane with a naturalization certificate. Even though that proves that you're a citizen, you need a valid passport. So if you're coming down here and you don't have a passport, a U.S. passport, and you're a U.S. citizen, then you're going to need to come to us, and it's going to take about 7 to 10 days to renew that passport. The good news is that if you're going to get a passport in the U.S., it can take up to 6 weeks. So it is faster down here, but still, if you're not planning on staying that long, you might have to extend your stay.
Wow. I'm sure you have some final things that you want to say.
I do.
Yes, go
I
ahead.
have another Fulbright program that we're offering. This one's exciting because you don't have to be in school and you don't have to be looking for a degree. This one's it's called the Hubert Humphrey Fellowship Program.
Mm-hmm.
It's for mid-level professionals who want to come to the United States for a year of professional work and academic work. You don't earn a degree from it, but you will earn very valuable contacts and experience. So it's for people who have already maybe graduated, they're out in the workforce, they're not upper management, they're somewhere in the middle. If they want to come to the U.S., experience the culture, expand their experience with their job, it's the perfect opportunity to do that.
Right. How many spaces available?
I'm not sure. Actually.
Right.
We're taking applications until July 1st, so it's getting pretty close.
Right.
People who want to apply should visit our website, which is kingston.usembassy.gov.
And they must go to that website.
And then they can fill out the application, explain their purpose, their plan, and hopefully they'll get selected.
And the form is saved online. They don't have to print it and then bring it into...
I'm not sure, but if they go to the website, it should have all that information.
All information. You want to remind us of the website?
It is kingston.usembassy.gov. G-O-V.
Thank you very much, Jennifer Robertson and Scott Ficklin, consular officers located at the U.S. Embassy right here in Kingston.